Jet Li. Jet Li is known for his lightning speed, but speed couldn't save him from a faulty landing. During the era of Once Upon a Time in China, he suffered a devastating neck and spinal injury. Doctors warned him he was inches away from permanent paralysis. The man who moved like a shadow was suddenly unable to move at all. He fought his way back, but the risk remains a ghost that haunts his every move. He cheated the wheelchair once. He's not eager for a second round. Being a legend is heavy work for one spine. Michelle Yeoh. Long before she won an Oscar, Michelle Yeoh almost met her end on a bridge. While filming The Stunt Woman, she performed a high-speed fall that went terrifyingly wrong. She landed on her back, shattering her spine and nearly ending her ability to walk forever. For a moment, the world thought the goddess of martial arts was finished. But Michelle's resilience is as sharp as a blade. She recovered, but every time she moves, her back remembers the day gravity tried to retire her. Talk about a literal bridge too far. Tony Jaa. Tony Jaa doesn't believe in wires. He believes in bone-crunching reality. While filming the epic staircase fight in Tom Yum Goong, a multi-story fall went sideways. He sustained severe spinal and ligament damage that would have ended a normal human's career. Tony didn't just survive, he kept filming. It's said his ligaments are made of steel cables, but even steel has a breaking point. Watching him, you realize that Muay Thai isn't just a style. For Tony, it was almost a suicide pact. Someone should tell him gravity isn't just a suggestion. Lau Kar-leung. Lau Kar-leung wasn't just an actor, he was a grandmaster. He insisted on real combat demos, which often resulted in severe training injuries that left him hospitalized. He believed that if the pain wasn't real, the art wasn't real. This philosophy left him with a body full of internal scars and chronic pain. He pioneered the hardcore style, but he paid for every frame with his own blood. He didn't just teach kung fu, he bled it. To him, a stunt wasn't a performance, it was a test of the soul, a test he nearly failed several times. Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen's Ip Man looks stoic, but Donnie's body has paid the bill in full. Over the years, his commitment to full contact stunts has left him with broken ribs and internal bleeding. He's been hit so hard, his organs practically wanted to file for divorce. Donnie doesn't just act the pain, he absorbs it. Most actors worry about their lines. Donnie has to worry about his internal plumbing holding together during a take. At this point, I'm pretty sure his medical records are thicker than the scripts he reads. Sammo Hung. Sammo Hung is the man who proved that size doesn't limit agility. But even the big brother has his limits. During a brutal fight choreography, Sammo suffered severe leg fractures. Most people would go to the hospital. Sammo just grabbed a chair and continued to direct and film while his leg was literally in pieces. His dedication is legendary, but his bones are probably tired of being method actors. He's the only man who can make a broken leg look like a tactical choice. Yuen Biao. Yuen Biao is often the unsung hero of the three brothers, but he took the most life-threatening landings. His specialty was extreme high falls without the safety of modern technology. Multiple times he landed so hard he was hospitalized with internal injuries. Every landing was a roll of the dice with the Grim Reaper. He survived by the skin of his teeth, often returning to the set with bandages still fresh. He made falling look like flying until he hit the ground. Gravity may be a law, but Yuen Biao treated it like a suggestion. Andy Lau. Andy Lau is the face of Hong Kong cinema, but that face was almost lost to fire. During an explosion and fire stunt, something went wrong. Andy was caught in the blast, suffering serious burns and internal injuries from the shockwave. He was rushed to the hospital, his career and life hanging by a thread. In Hollywood, they'd use CGI. In Andy's world, they used real gasoline and hope. He came back with a few more scars and a lot more caution. Apparently, fire doesn't care how many albums you've sold. Nicholas Tse. Nicholas Tse is famous for doing stunts so dangerous that insurance companies in Hong Kong refuse to cover him. While filming a high-rise fall, he suffered an accident that sent him straight to the ICU. He was hospitalized mid-production, with doctors questioning if he'd ever do a stunt again. Nicholas's response? He went back and finished the scene. He's either the bravest man in cinema, or he really hates staying in hospitals. Either way, his medical bills probably have their own dedicated fan club by now. Wu Jing. Before he was the Wolf Warrior, Wu Jing was a stuntman fighting for his life. During a high-speed sword fight, a blade went astray, causing permanent eye damage. He nearly lost his vision entirely. For a martial artist, sight is everything. Without it, you're just a man waving a stick in the dark. He survived the ordeal with limited vision, but the close call changed him forever. He doesn't just look intense on screen, he's literally staring down the ghost of a career-ending injury. Vincent Zhao. Vincent Zhao belongs to the old-school brotherhood where wires were for laundry, not stunts. During a wire-free combat scene, he suffered major fractures that left him incapacitated. Without the protection of safety rigs, every fall was a potential obituary. He pushed his body until it literally snapped under the pressure. Vincent's recovery was slow, but his reputation remained intact. He's a reminder that the golden age of Kung Fu was built on the broken bones of men who refused to say cut, a high price for a few minutes of glory. Yuen Wah. Yuen Wah is the veteran acrobat who even doubled for Bruce Lee. But decades of wire stunts finally caught up to him. During a complex acrobatic sequence, a wire snapped, leading to a life-threatening fall. He was hospitalized with injuries that would have retired a younger man. But Yuen Wah is built differently. He's a survivor of the brutal Peking Opera School. He returned to the screen, but with a new respect for the cables that hold him up. Even a legend can't fight a broken wire and win. Max Mock. In the 90s, Hong Kong cinema was a meat grinder, and Max Mock was caught in the gears. During a series of stunt accidents, he suffered multiple broken bones across several productions. It wasn't one big fall, but a slow decay of his physical health. Each take was a gamble, and Max lost more than he won. He eventually had to step back as his body began to resemble a jigsaw puzzle. It's hard to stay a leading man when your bones are holding a protest, a tragic end to a promising sprint. Bruce Leong. Bruce Leong the Beast is a real-life legend who fought in high-impact scenes that would kill a modern stuntman. During one such scene, he suffered severe neck and back trauma that nearly ended his career in the 70s. He disappeared from the spotlight for years, paralyzed by the very art that made him famous. His return in Kung Fu Hustle was a miracle of medicine and will. He's the man who looked death in the eye and told it to wait its turn. Apparently, even death is afraid of a guy who can catch bullets. Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan is the undisputed king of doing it for real. But in 1986, while filming Armor of God, the king almost lost his crown. A simple jump onto a tree branch turned into a 5-meter fall straight onto his head. The result? A shattered skull, a brain hemorrhage, and a piece of bone driven deep into his brain. He was clinically near death. Today, Jackie has a permanent plastic plug in his skull, a literal hole in his head. Apparently, even death realized it couldn't keep up with Jackie's insurance premiums. Gordon Liu. Gordon Liu is the icon of Shaolin, but his training was more than just cinematic. During the Shaw Brothers era, the fight choreography was so intense it led to major spinal injuries. The 36th Chamber was a masterpiece, but it left Gordon with a legacy of physical trauma that would haunt him in his later years. He pushed through the pain for the sake of the craft, unaware that he was trading his future mobility for a few moments of celluloid perfection. The hero of Shaolin was ultimately brought down by the very discipline he championed. Hwang Jang-lee. The Lord of the Super Kicks, Hwang Jang-lee, had legs that were considered lethal weapons, but those weapons eventually turned on him. Extreme kicking scenes led to leg injuries that nearly crippled him mid-career. He was told he might never kick again, a death sentence for a man whose life was built on his feet. He recovered through sheer force of will, but the thunder leg was never quite the same. It turns out, even the most powerful kicks have a recoil. He conquered the screen, but his knees definitely had some complaints about the overtime. Stephen Tung Wai. You know him as the wide-eyed student Bruce Lee famously told to, "Don't think, feel." But years later, Stephen felt the heat in a way no teacher could prepare him for. While playing the ruthless Mad Dog in John Woo's Hard Boiled, he was caught in a massive hospital explosion that went dangerously wrong. A pyrotechnic charge detonated prematurely, engulfing him in a fireball and nearly claiming his vision. He survived with severe burns and a chilling reminder of how thin the line is between cinema and catastrophe. Today, he stays behind the camera as a legendary choreographer, likely keeping a very close eye on the fire marshal. Lam Ching-ying. Lam Ching-ying was the face of the Jiangsu genre, but his stunts were no ghost story. During a wireless stunt accident, he suffered massive internal injuries that hospitalized him for weeks. He was the master of supernatural combat, but he couldn't charm his way out of a bad fall. He returned to finish the film, but his health was permanently compromised. He spent his life fighting fictional demons, but the real demon was the physical toll of the industry. Tiger Chen. Tiger Chen, a protege of the great Yuen Wah, faced the ultimate test in Man of Tai Chi. The full contact choreography resulted in serious internal injuries that were nearly fatal. He wasn't just acting the hits, he was absorbing the impact of a professional fighter. It was a brutal reminder that even with modern safety, real combat has real consequences. Tiger survived the ordeal, but he walked away with a profound respect for the thin line between a movie set and a morgue. In the world of Kung Fu, the price of realism is often paid in blood. 20 legends, hundreds of broken bones, one obsession. These men and women didn't just perform for us, they risked their lives for a few seconds of cinematic immortality. They cheated death on the set, but as we've seen, the body always keeps the score. Which of these close calls shocked you the most? Please let us know in the comments.